Welcome to the Ohio Housing Finance Agency's how-to video on entering a student certification tenant event in DevCo. Hopefully, as I'm going through the information, a lot of your questions will be answered. If your questions are not answered during this session, you can always submit the questions to the DevCo help desk for assistance. Before going into DevCo, we'll first talk about when student certification events should be done in DevCo, or student updates is how they are referred to in DevCo. The student certification events are only used for properties that have tax credit allocations covering 100% of the units and are in the original compliance period, or the first 15 years of funding. This change became effective in July 2008 with the signing into law of the Housing and Economic Recovery Act of 2008, also referred to as HERA. For those projects that are in extended use, i.e. years 16 through 30 of their restrictive covenant, the student rule should only be maintained if the owner is considering a resyndication of credits. If you have any market rate units at your property, you will not do a student certification event, as you will be required to conduct a full annual recertification of both income and student status for all of the affordable units. So it'll be covered under the recertification event. Also, if you have gap financing from OFA, such as home funds or the Ohio Housing Trust Funds, you will not need to do a student certification event or student update on the units identified for those fundings, since they also have recertifications each year for those designated units. You'll need to enter your username and your password. If you have not registered in DevCo, you will need to follow the new user register here link. There are steps for registering in the How to Register in DevCo web video, or you can look at the compliance user guide in the first section. You will then be on the Programs page inside DevCo after you've logged in. You may have a slightly different set of links available when you log in. If you have access to properties, you will have the tenant income certification / owner certification link at the top of the page. And clicking that link brings you to the property listings, which lists the properties that are assigned to you in DevCo. So these are ones you've requested and have been approved for. You will see now that it lists 2014 and 2015 certification years automatically. The current and previous year will always display automatically. A new year will automatically populate after January 1st of the year. And since the video is created in 2015, that's why 2016 is not showing. In order to do a student certification, you need to have the tenant's move-in event in the system first. This is why DevCo refers to the student certification event as a student update. If you have questions about how to add a move-in event, please refer to the move-in event video or the compliance user guide. Today I will add a student update in the 2015 year. Choose the correct certification year for your student update. So make sure that you select the correct year. We're selecting 2015. And you're on the property details page after that. This is a summary of all the information on the project. And you can see that you are in the 2015 year with the owner certification year. On the left-hand side, you have the property name with the buildings that are at the property listed. We'll click the plus sign on the building so that we can see the units listed. And we're going to click on one of the units, and we'll click Add New Event to include our student update. If there was already events on this unit, you would see them listed below the Add New Event. So this is the event details screen. This is where we're going to enter the information in DevCo that's needed for the student update. So we have our event date that we enter first. And then we're going to enter the event type, which is student update. This has opened up everything so that the fields are not grayed out. And we can now start editing the student information. Before you enter event, you should double check and make sure that you had everything that you needed on the previous event. So the only things we're updating is the student status information. It turns out that Tenzin's household is still not an all-student house, so we leave no. We're going to update the student count to 1 because his wife, Dee Dee, is now a student. The explanation is still not needed because it's not an all-student house. And we'll change Dee Dee to a full-time student. So if there were changes, you need to make sure to update them. Otherwise, you can scroll to the bottom and click Update like we are now. And you can now see the student update listed on the left-hand side under Add New Event. This means that the information was saved in DevCo. This concludes our video on the student certification events. If you still have questions or concerns, please submit a question to the DevCo help desk, and thank you for watching.